So you came to this video looking on how to find the best settings for your computer for recording. Well, you've come to the right place because I have some pretty good explanations and experience with this, so I think I'll be able to help you today. So, to start off, if you want to record with good quality, one of the best free recording software is OBS, the Open Broadcasting Software. So you can download it for Windows, Mac, or Linux. And once you download that and go through the setup, then you'll be in OBS. When you first log into it, you'll see something like this. Now, mine's a little bit different because I've changed it a little bit. Like on the sources, I have different video stuff like that, display capture, Roblox, PC Building Simulator, Stormworks, Astroneer, all that stuff. So if I go into settings, that is where you're going to want to head to first. Now, this is where we'll be spending most of our time trying to find the best settings for mine and your computer. In the past, I have watched so many videos on OBS and what the best settings are, and none of those have helped me. All of them have just been like, oh, do this, do this, do this. I've literally watched through them and been like, okay, they set theirs to 10,000 bit rate, so I'll set mine to that, and when they set theirs to baseline and then this to like performance, and it's like I try it and nothing works. So today I'm going to be explaining to you how you can specifically find your computer's best recording quality. Now, not all computers are going to be able to handle the responsibility of recording. Everything can pretty much record, but sometimes they're not going to do too well. So, for example, my laptop can barely record. It can record, but if you want to see the quality, it's just pixels. It's glitchy. So that is why I've upgraded my computer over time, is to make better quality, and that's just something that comes with this as well, is sometimes you do have to upgrade your computer and spend a little bit of money to get better quality videos. What I want to do is be able to help you find the best quality for your computer right now. I know you may not have the best quality and you may not be able to get the best quality in the world with the computer you have, but my goal is to explain to you how to get the best maximum performance out of OBS on your computer. So, starting up here in this recording tab, as we've already gone to, I use the standard, and what I suggest is getting a separate USB or a USB passport to send your video files to, or to encode them to, as you're recording. This helps so it doesn't overload the solid state drive that's your main computer's hardware that's running. And the other thing you want to make sure is that this is on MP4. Now, the reason this is grayed out right now is just because I am recording, so I can't edit it as I'm recording. But as you can see right here, I have it on MP4. That will give you some of the best quality you can get. The next thing you want to do is encoder. Now, this one's a pretty important one. Now, I can't do the drop down arrow, but I can say to you, I've used all of them at some point, and what you're going to want to do is, if there's no option for a graphics card such as NVIDIA, like I have right here, like I have the NVIDIA 3060, so it gives me the option for the NVIDIA encoder. So if you have that, use that, because that is going to help you so much, and I cannot even explain it because that thing is amazing, and it increases your quality and everything just because it's amazing. So I'll just say that, leave it at that. If you do not have that, use H.264. Now, this is a different version of the H.264 I'm using right now, since it's the NVIDIA encoder, but if there's something that's just called H.264, that will be your second option. Now, the rescale output, you can leave it just however it is. I would probably make sure it's set to your computer size, because if you have a smaller computer, not a 1080p, it's only like 720p, then you might want to make sure that you change that, because you can click right here and rescale it if you click this. And yeah, you want to make sure that that is good. Now, down here for the rate control, this is where we're going to be looking, is bitrate, preset, and profile. Those are the three most important things with CBR. Right now, I'm not going to be looking into the VBR, the lossless, or the CQP. I've tried VBR and lossless, and I don't really like them. I like CBR personally, and you guys can mess around with those if you want. The whole idea of this video is to help you guys understand how to mess around with OBS to find the best recording quality for your videos. Now, if we go right, what I just do, I actually don't know what I just did. If we go right here, max quality, well, that's the preset. So the preset, I have it set to max quality. That is the highest one you can get on here. You can go all the way down to low latency performance, all the way to max quality, and here you can go all the way from baseline to high. Now, when I first started out testing the videos for my channel, what I did is I went to my bitrate first, and what it did is I set it to around, I'd say 5,000 to 10,000. You're going to want to use somewhere around that, 5,000 to 10,000. Now, when I think I did it, I knew my computer was a little bit more powerful, so I just set it to 10,000. And if your computer can't even run the 5,000, then I would suggest setting it to 1,000 so you can at least do something, you know? The bitrate is just how many pixels are in the video, so just set that low to start with so you can get an idea for these presets, because these things are going to be what are the most important, which is what I realized when I've done this, because nobody ever explained to me what I was trying to do to figure out the best settings. I thought that just looking up a video and doing whatever they did would give me good quality, but no, that does not work at all. Now, it can work for some computers, but like, if you're a lower end computer, that's not going to help you at all. I know I've struggled with that, and that's why I want to make this video, is so that people who were in the same spot that I was, they can understand how to do this. So if it does help you guys out, be sure you leave a like. I really would appreciate that. That would help me out a lot and get this out to more people if you leave a like, so that more people who have the same problem can figure this out. Now, what I would suggest doing is, if you're on a lower end computer, go to these bottom 4. Start with these bottom 4 in the preset. And for the profile, I would suggest starting with main or baseline. For a really low end computer, probably baseline. The high is only if you're like a really high computer, and my computer is like a mid tier. I started with main and performance personally, and what I did each time is I started with this. I tested it, not good quality. What I did is I went in here, turned that up, tested it, not good quality, turned it up, not good quality, turned it up. Then what I did is I went back down the performance, went to high, and tested it like this. So as you can see, I'm rotating through different ones. Another thing I would suggest, if you have no idea what to do, like how you're gonna test it, and you don't know how to keep track of it, get a piece of paper and a pencil, and with that, you guys can write down the preset and profile for each test that you do and give a rating of its quality, if you like it, if you don't, and do that for multiple of these things by switching them. So like, I would test this, the high, and then the performance, and then I would also do high quality, high max quality, and I went through this 14 times. I can show you guys all the videos right here. All these Phantom Forces videos right here were how I tested it. And I started with the first one and then went all the way to the last one. So if I go to the first one right here, as you can see, it's pretty blurry. It doesn't look too good. I go into game, and there's like an overlay of like red in the background. And then if I go a couple more in, this is when I was doing like probably max quality, or when I went to like performance and high or something like that. As you can see, there's like red all over the place. I'm like, what just happened? So I have not changed the bitrate at all at this point. That was what I suggest you do, is just do preset and profile until you find a good spot where you can start increasing your bitrate, until you find where that starts to buffer and it doesn't work. Then you know where your bitrate should sit at. So bitrate's kind of like the last thing I would do. And then if I go all the way to here, as you can see, look at that quality. This thing looks amazing. I can pause it. As you can see right here, look at the quality on this thing. And when it's moving, it's amazing. Now, I know the quality might be drawn down a little just because I'm recording this when it's already been recorded, so YouTube might kind of like bring it down. The quality might look a little bit different, but I'll tell you, when looking at that with my eye, that thing is like spotless. It's spot on. And yeah, so once I found my preset and profile that I liked, what I did is I started to go probably by 5,000s, and what I did is I probably went from like 5,000 and then I went straight to 10,000 just to test it. And I was like, okay, this is working perfectly fine. My frames have no problem. Let's bump this up to 20,000. Okay, that worked perfectly fine. So let's bump this up to 30,000. And that works perfectly fine. And it looks amazing. How about we bump that up to 50,000? I'm like, okay, yeah, I do not need to go any higher because this is just good. And so what I ended up doing is just setting it to 30,000 for my recordings. So like, okay, I got my quality. This is how I found it. I hope this does help you guys out. That's the goal of this video. And If you guys have any questions on clarifying this up, just let me know in the comments down below. I will be happy to help you down there if you got any questions. I will try my best to help if you do have any questions. And then one last thing before we end this video off, to get some good quality is go into here. You got the base canvas. Set that to whatever your computer's resolution is. For example, like as it says, mine's 1080p, so I set it to 1080p. And sometimes you might have to scale your output resolution down because of the fact that your computer can't handle recording the higher quality. So mine can handle it totally fine. I just put it at 1880p or 1080p, sorry, for each of them, base and output, and it looks fine. But some of you might have to put yours to like 1280p by 720p. Well, nope, it's 1280 by 720. And then, or you might even have to put that even lower. And then I suggest you put this on bicubic. That one's always been good for me. And then change your frames based on how well your computer runs the frames. Because, for example, mine goes to the hundreds. It runs in the hundreds of frames. So I just set it to the highest it can go, and I have no problem with frames. But if you're playing a game that's only like 30 frames and you're recording at 60 frames, that doesn't really make sense. So set it to, if it's at 30 frames, set it to 30 frames. If it's at 15, set it to 15. If it's at 45, set it to 45. Just kind of match it up, if you know what I mean. So I hope this did help you guys out. This video I've wanted to do for a long time, and I finally figured out how to explain this, and I really hope this can help you guys out. I may even make a new updated one in the future if I find even better ways to do this, but I hope you guys did enjoy and that you found it helpful. But be sure you guys do leave a like. That would be very helpful, getting it out to everybody else who wants to figure out how to find good quality for their YouTube videos or recording of any kind, or even streaming. Just get it out there so that people can find it, so that they can get the help as well. So yeah, I hope this did help you. I'll see you guys later.